Hey guys, so this year for my blog I wanted to try to do video posts as well as my written posts. I know sometimes my written posts can be a little long-winded, like they can be really long sometimes, and I know you guys don't always want to read all of it. So I wanted to try to do some video posts, and it won't be anything like YouTube videos. Like, I'm not becoming a YouTube vlogger or anything like that. I just want to post video posts on my blogs so you guys can watch my posts instead of reading it all the time. I don't know. I just want to try it out and see how it goes. But for my first post of the video, I wanted to talk about my HESI A2 entrance test, that process. So first things first, when I first started studying for the entrance exam, I was aware that there were two types of tests, but I wasn't aware that my school that I was applying for had the HESI instead of the T's. So I was studying the T's, all the T's information, like all the study guides, and like I bought a study manual and everything. And then when I went and like really did like more, like when I went through like the application and everything, they were like, oh, send your HESI A2 test scores to blah blah blah. I'm like, HESI? Sis. No. You mean T's, because I've been studying T's for a couple months now. So I'm gonna need y'all to work with me, because like what was I gonna do, like, for real? But I started studying the T's information, and like as soon as I found out that I had to do the HESI test, I started doing research, like, oh my gosh, like, are the T's and the HESI the same test? Is it the same information? Blah blah blah, stuff like that. So I had to make sure that I wasn't too lost, like I wasn't too far off with my study material. And pretty much the material lined up. The only thing is T's focuses more on the writing aspect, so you have a writing section on the T's, and you can also have a little more in depth on like the writing and spelling and things like that. As far as the HESI has general grammar, English, reading comprehension, stuff like that. There's no writing portion, but you can get a physics portion. Luckily for me, I didn't have to have a physics portion for my scores. They only wanted math, reading comprehension, grammar, chemistry, science, A&P, and that was it. Those 6 sections I had to have an 80s and above in each 6 sections. So I didn't have to have physics, because that wasn't a requirement for the nursing curriculum. So I looked up on that part, but pretty much the information is kind of cohorts. It kind of goes along with each other. So when I was studying this, I bought this ATI T's manual from my school's bookstore, and I was just studying that section by section, like little bit by monthly, each month, and it really helped. This was the main book I used. Like, even though I found out that I had to take a HESI test instead of a T's test, I didn't go out and buy a HESI's book. I didn't do it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. Like, first things first, find out if you have to take HESI's or T's. Like, that is the most important thing. Find out which entrance exam you have to take. But and also you might want to buy like practice books and study guides for that test. I didn't go buy a HESI test book, because being as though I've already bought the T's, and I seen that people were saying, like, you know, they go hand in hand. And then the apps that I also used a lot of apps. There are a lot of apps out there that you can use that really helps you study. I use this T's book and apps, like, so there's so many apps out there, guys, like so many apps, like so many free apps, so many apps you can pay for, and you just keep studying. And like they have like flashcards and study guides, and like it's so much information out there, whereas though you cannot be unprepared with anything that you find on the test. So I didn't go out and buy a HESI test, but I did use a HESI's test book, but I did use the ATIT's study guide manual along with the T's website. Not T's, the HESI's website. It has like practice exam questions, study guides, flashcards, study notes along with that. Also, along with my application with the school, they sent me study guides for the HESI. So I also used that, and that was very, very helpful. So all the information that I used was very, very helpful, and I was able to pass the T's test. Not T's, the HESI's test. I was able to pass the HESI's test. I did have to take it twice. The first time I didn't do too well on the reading comprehension, but I was able to go back and just regroup and do better on the second time, and I passed. So I'm just waiting for those results to be, well, those results were sent immediately to the school. So now I'm just waiting to find out if I got in or not from the school. I got into the actual university, but I had to find out if I got into the nursing program. So that's what I'm still waiting for. But as far as information, study months in advance, but don't overstudy. Like, don't overthink it, guys. Like, literally, it is an entrance exam, so you won't be hit with questions that you won't know. You find out the subjects that you have to pass and you have to take for the test, and focus on those subjects. But when you feel like you're comfortable, don't overthink. Like, when you feel like you're comfortable in that subject, be confident that you're comfortable in that subject. Don't overthink it. Don't overstudy, because then when you get to the test, you'll begin to second guess yourself, and you don't want to do that. When I went, I was given a erase board and markers, and the calculator is on the computer, but I don't even know if I can say that. I don't know, sorry. But yeah, so, and when I took it, I was nervous, but as more and more questions I seen and I was comfortable and I knew the answers right away, I started getting more and more comfortable. There were some questions that was like, ooh, I don't know, like, I wish I could go back, but being as though I couldn't, I had to just be really, really confident in my first answer. I had to really, really train myself to not go back on my answer. Like, my first choice, I had to make sure that I kept that first choice. I told myself, do not change your answer. Like, your first answer is the answer. And that seemed to really, really work, because before the test, I always second guess myself. I always be like, oh, I don't know, like, it could have been this, it could be that. Even doing process of elimination, you always end up with two other answers that could possibly be it, but it's only one answer. That's right. So I always second guess myself when it comes to tests. It's so, so stressful. I am a stressful test taker, guys. Like, I hate tests. Like, I literally hate tests. Like, but I do good. Like, I always do good. I always think I don't study enough, and I always, come out okay. So with that being said, just make sure you take time out to study. Set time out almost every day to study. And like I said, don't overstudy. Do not overstudy, guys. Like, it will kill you. Like, you will literally have migraines every day. Take it from me. You will have migraines every day, and it's not fun. But just really take the time out to study. Make sure you go over the material. Don't cheat yourself. Be true to yourself. If you feel like you don't know the material as well, study on that. Study that part as much as you can. Like, find out your strengths and weaknesses. Find out the parts you need to study and you need to go over more. And you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on these materials. I probably shouldn't say this, but you don't have to. Like, I literally studied a test book for the HESI, and I passed. I used the test book and apps and the study guide that was given to me from the university I'm going to. So you guys, you don't have to spend money, guys. Like, you can, like, this book was almost $50, I believe, but I was able, like, that was it. Like, I was like, that was it. everybody else was online like, oh my god, these books cost so much money, blah blah blah, and you can keep it forever. But it's like, when else will I need this? Like, after I take this, and of course I might use it for like the NCLEX and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna be in like the hospital like, oh, let me pull out this, you know, like. But that's just me. That's just my thoughts. But I don't discourage you to not to buy a book. Like, if you want to buy a book, if you feel like you feel like you'll be more comfortable buying study guides for your test, then do it by all means, because the materials in the book is literally the same material on the test, just like different scenarios and numbers and problems and stuff like that, but it's still the same generalization. Like, it's still the same things, you know. So just study, just prepare yourself, just be well prepared. And the day of the test, wake up early enough so you can eat a nice breakfast. That was hard for me to do, but it really paid off. Like, I was up early enough to get breakfast, and I really felt refreshed. Like, I did yoga. I was like, I'm not gonna be stressed. Like, I am not gonna go take this test stressed. So I woke up early, I ate breakfast, I did yoga. I was able to get dressed and leave early and still get there on time, and still had time to like debrief myself, you know, before I took the test. And that's all that you need to do. Just be confident and focus and study and be prepared. Don't second guess. Don't change your answer. Your first answer is always right, guys. Your first answer is always right. And just good luck. Like, this is just one of the many tests to come for this nursing, you know, this nursing road. So just, you know, be confident in yourself, guys. You got this. You got this. Like, this is just the entrance test. It's not the NCLEX. Pray for me when that day come. Like, I was off social media when I was studying for this test. I'm going to be off the face of this earth when it comes to studying for the NCLEX, because I'm just not ready for it. Like, I'm really not ready for it. But all that comes with preparation again. So just study, prepare. Don't second guess yourself. Eat a healthy breakfast and wake up early, and you should be fine. So good luck, and let me know if you guys really like these video blogs. Let me know if you want to see like an even amount, like a mixture of both, or you just like, no girl, go back to your writing, let's read, you know. I just want to know. I just want to try different things. I want to grow with my blog. So just let me know what you guys think, and see you next time.